Everyone loves potatoes, right? And mashed potatoes are a great addition to most meals, whether you are serving up sausages or making a shepherd's pie for the meal. However, lumpy mash or mash that simply isn't quite right can make or break a meal. Luckily, a top chef has shared how to make your mash perfect every time, with many of us making a simple mistake. Mary Frances Heck, who works at Bon Appetit Test Kitchen, revealed her 9 top tips for the tasty comfort food this winter, with some hints sure to surprise a few, as writes The Mirror. The number 1 tip is to use more than one type of potato, the chef suggests. This may seem a little extra, but the method can actually help improve the texture of your side dish, according to Mary Frances. The chef says you should try out a mix of waxy potatoes and starchy potatoes for the optimum consistency. The second tip is to make sure you wash your spuds. While this may seem obvious to some, the dirt and grain can actually have a huge impact on your mash if the step is missed out. You should also avoid using boiling water, the Mary Frances recommended. Instead, start with cold water and pop your potatoes in before turning up the heat. This will make sure they are evenly cooked. Adding plenty of salt into the water is also important as the spuds will absorb the seasoning and become more flavored. Next up, you should keep the temperature steady as vigorously boiling your potatoes risk them disintegrating. Instead, leaving them to gently bubble away is recommended. After this, you should make sure to drain the spuds properly before you begin mashing. Mary Frances also advises investing in a proper masher rather than using a fork. Additionally, if you are feeling a little fancy, you could try using a food mill or rice cooker to do the job. This will allow the potatoes to become wonderfully fluffy, rid of any lumps and bumps. You should also warm up the milk before adding to the potatoes, Mary said. This will allow your mash to become nice and smooth. In contrast to this, the butter you add in should be cold, taken straight from the fridge, to make sure it melts evenly through the mash. Earlier this year, Poppy O'Toole, who has been dubbed the Potato Queen on social media, shared her secret method for making a super crispy roast potato using a tea towel. "This is one of the biggest tips I can give," she told The Mirror. "So once you've drained them, you put a tea towel over them in the colander and let the steam just dry them out, and that's going to help them get super crispy. You'll already want to have fat in the oven getting hot so that when you add the potatoes, you're almost initially just frying them in that hot oil. Then halfway through the cooking process in the oven, I like to add in a little bit of vegetable or chicken stock, some semolina, lemon juice and lemon zest." Don't miss the latest news from around Scotland and beyond. Sign up to our daily newsletter.